Hi guys, welcome back to A Case of Econ Struggles, and welcome to another natural resource struggle. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up and then use Solver for what's called a mine manager problem or a non-renewable resource. I'm going to talk about different factors of that problem that lead to different answers. So timestamps are below if you would like to jump around, but let's go ahead and get right into it. So just to really talk about the setup rather quickly, we've got Bill. Bill's got a mine. This is my terribly drawn mine. And what we're going to start with is we're going to start with a resource in the ground. We're going to say that total amount of resource is 1. Again, sort of similar to another video where we can say that this is basically 100% of the resource available. And every day we're going to extract a certain percentage of that resource, QT. Maybe it's ore, maybe it's some other type of material. And we're going to get money for selling that resource. And what we're going to say is we're going to say that Bill is going to mine for 10 periods. And then he's going to sell the mine to someone else after he's done with it. We're going to say that he's got a discount rate delta, and we're going to say that he's got a resale value of the amount of ore in the ground. That's lambda 10, or the shadow price of the amount of material left in the ground, and his profit is the natural log of 1 plus QT. So just to get into a little more of the nitty gritty, if we've got 10 periods, we're going from t equals 0 to 9. We're going to choose q equals q0 to q9. The amount of resource that's left in the ground, we're going to start with 1. And then we're going to have R1 all the way to R10, which is going to be the amount of stuff that's left over after we're done extracting. And so our maximization problem is just the sum from t equals 0 to 9 of 1 over 1 plus delta to the t times our profit function, plus we get this extra little bit in terms of profit of delta 10 times R10, and that is discounted into period 10, so that's 1 plus delta to the 10. And our constraint, which is very similar to what we've seen before, is just the amount of resource in the ground tomorrow is whatever I started with today minus whatever I took out today. Or alternatively, if you sum all the QTs up, R0 minus the sum of extraction is going to be equal to R10, or the amount of stock that's left over. Now we sort of know how to solve this basic question. We've sort of done it in a previous video. But now in this question, we want to ask a couple other questions. First, we're going to solve the basic problem with delta equals 0.03 and no resale value. Then we're going to ask, well, what happens to extraction? What happens to the amount of resource that's left in the ground if we now change lambda 10 and we make it 1.4? So now it's actually worth something to leave some of that resource into the ground. So it would seem to make sense that if this value becomes higher, we want to leave more of it in the ground. And then maybe we go from 1 to 3, and we say, okay, well, what happens if the discount rate is higher? How does that change the optimal extraction path? And then further, we're going to do the last combination, which is a higher discount rate and a higher lambda 10. And so let's go ahead, let's jump into Excel, and let's start solving this problem. All right, guys, so now we're just going to go ahead and jump into Solver. And so I've sort of got everything laid out here. I've got our two different parameters for delta, got our two different parameters for lambda 10, got our formulas for pi and for PV pi right here. First thing I'm going to do is just do my rows. So rho is just 1 over 1 plus delta. So this is 1 divided by 1 plus delta like this, which I'll accept. And then I'll put this down like this. Good check, again, is that these rows need to be less than 1 because when we discount the future, we want those values to be less than 1. Okay, so if we go to time, I'm going to go normal 0 to 10. So 0, 1. And then I'm just going to drag this down all the way to 10. And then I'm just going to put this, I don't know, maybe in a different color. Maybe I'll put this in blue just to remind myself that when I extract from 0 to 9, and 10 is what's left over, and that's what I have when I sell the mine to someone else. For my Qs, we're going to start with a guess of 0.1, and that's going to be the same for everything. Again, I'm going to stop at 9 because that's 10 periods. I'm not going to extract in the period in which I'm selling this. R, I know that I'm starting at 1, and then in the next period, this R is just equal to the R that I started with yesterday, minus with what I extracted yesterday, and so that's 0.9. I am going to take this all the way down to period 10, because that's going to tell me how much stuff is left over. This is basically 0. This is Excel's version of 0 with some rounding, so that's all good to go. For pi, pi is just going to be the natural log of 1 plus qt. So this is just natural log of 1 plus, and then qt is this guy right here. So I'll go ahead and put that in. I'm not going to put that for period 10 because period 10, profit in period 10 is equal to what I have that's left over times my lambda 10 value. And so this is my lambda 10 value right here. So I'm just going to lock it for now. And then I'll add another sum guy right here because this sum of present value of pi is ultimately what I'm after. Present value of pi is just going to be equal to pi times row, and this one we're using delta 0.03, so that's my original row. I'm gonna lock that. That's gonna be raised to the t power, so that's gonna look like this. And then you can see that for period 0, of course, the present value of pi should be equal to the present value of pi. And so now what I've got is I can drag this all the way down. This is going to work all the way to period 10 because I'm just multiplying pi by this row. So even though the equation for pi is changed in period 10, the equation for the present value of pi in period 10 will be the same. And now I'll just go ahead and sum these up. And so now I'll take a look and see, okay, does this make intuitive sense? Maybe I'll scroll in just to look at the formulas a little bit more. So again, my R0 is 1. Here, this is just extraction and stock yesterday. So this is stock yesterday minus extraction yesterday. So that looks good. Pi is just natural log of 1 plus qt. Nothing to lock there. So that looks good. Present value is just pi times rho to the t. So that looks good as well. So now I'm just going to get ready to do this in Solver. And so I'm just going to copy these guys all the way over. And I'll just take a look and make sure none of my values changed. My values did change, and so let's look at why that happened. Okay, PV pi. Oh, I see, because this wasn't time, so I need to lock the column. And so what I'll do is this needs to be A still. If you're doing this for an exam, you probably will do time every time. I'm not doing it just because I want to make the sheet a little narrower so that we can sort of compare how these Q's work across different types of lambdas and deltas. But of course, if you had a time column, this would be totally fine. All right, so now everything looks good. I'll look down, everything looks the same. I do want to copy this sum over, and I'll just make sure it's summing the right things, which it is. All right, so now I'm just gonna roll. I froze the time just so it can keep going, and now I use Solver. So I'll go into my Solver up top. Again, I cover how to install Solver in a different video. Solver looks a little different now. It's actually a little easier to use because now I have to click this button in order to choose my cell. So I'm trying to maximize the present value of pi. My variables I'm going to add. And my variables are going to be my Q of t's, so these guys right here. And I'm going to assume non-negative for all of them. Okay, and then for my constraints, I'm just going to add my constraint. And my constraint is going to be that this Q right here in every period should be less than or equal to these right-hand sides or the amount of stock that I have. So I'll go ahead and click OK. In reality, I should click this non-negative button. Currently, it's not letting me click this non-negative button. So I'm going to just keep rolling with that. Okay, so now for my Qs, what I've got is I'm going to extract in every period 1 through 7 until I've got nothing left. And then I'm going to have nothing by the time I get to period 10. So the sum of my present value is 0.86. So I did a little better than I did before. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to reset and I'm going to reload everything. And now we're going to move on to when delta is 0.3, but lambda 10 is 1.4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this column right here, this initial guess. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the column here. So I'm going to lock these A's. The reason I'm going to do that is because it's going to make it so that when I copy and paste it like this, so that when I copy and paste this guy over, it's going to still use the A column, even though I've changed relatively where it is. And then again, I'll just do a little sum like this, and I'll sum up the value. And now I'm going to change this pi instead of lambda 10, this guy, or B8, it's going to be B9, lambda 4. And so now we'll see how this changes when I change Solver. So I'll go ahead and I'll reset this again. I'll reload this again, and we're going to set this up the exact same way. So my objective is still going to be this PV pi. Once you plug in the constraint that your Q's have to be less than R's, again, same thing. Now with this 1.4, what we see is that our PV pi is 1.04, which is definitely higher, and we actually don't extract at all because our lambda 10, our basically worth of this stock is so high that it's worth not touching it at all and leaving it in the ground. So moving on to the next one, what we can do is the same thing. So I'll copy this guy back over. And when I copy this guy back over, what we're going to get is we're going to now say delta is 0.05. So now instead of B5, which is that row, I want it to be row 6. So that's row 6. So that way what's going to happen is if I compare these values to values with 0.03, the values for 0.05 should be lower because I'm discounting the future more. Because a higher discount rate means a lower row, so you can see this is 0.06 versus 0.07, so we must be doing something right. And again, we're doing lambda 10 equals 1.4. So what I'm going to do is instead of lambda 10 being 0, I'll make this equal to 1.4. And so now we are all ready to solve. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset my solver. I'm also going to reload my solver. And so now what I'll do is I'll pick the cell. And once again, we're trying to maximize this sum right here. So variables again are going to be Q's. So go ahead and select those Q's. It's going to be those guys right here. Go ahead and click OK. I'll click non-negative. Now I'll go for constraints. Constraint is going to be that our Q's in every period have to be less than or equal to our R's in every period. So we'll click OK, and then we'll go ahead and try to minimize some of these guys so we can get up to solve. And now we're solving, and you can see that now we're extracting a little bit. And actually what's happening is we're extracting more up front, and we're now going to let the stock just hang out until we sell it at the end. So if we compare delta 3, okay, well here we started extracting, we extracted till period 7. When we changed to delta equals 5, now we're extracting for the first 4 periods because we care more about the present. And then we stopped extracting and we left it until the end and we sold it at the end. And so finally what we'll do is we'll do this problem where we'll do solver with delta equal 0.5 and lambda 10 equal to 0. So this will go back to being 0 and this will go back to being 0.1 for now. So I'll just reset that. So here's 0.1. And now what we're going to do is instead of Q24, we're going to maximize U24. And now instead of the variables for n, these are going to be our R's. So this is R13 through R22. And our constraint, instead of n, we are going to say that our R's, so R13 through R22, has to be less than or equal to S13 through S22. And we'll click OK. And we'll go ahead and we'll minimize these guys until we can hit solve. We'll hit solve, and now what we get is unsurprisingly that we extract a little longer. We extract all the way until period 5. Then we stop extracting again because our material left in the ground is now worth nothing. We're going to extract for those extra 2 periods. And so now this is solver with delta 5 and lambda 10 equals 0. So again, hopefully this just gives you an idea of how to do this solver question. If you got any questions, feel free to put in the comment section below. But if this video or these videos in general helping you out, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time for another case of Econ struggles.